Hi everyone, and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today we have a special guest. This is Paul Canaan. He is the Field Applications Engineer from Intel. And thank you for joining us today, Paul.
Thanks, Paul, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. You're here to talk about the new line of microprocessors from Intel. The code name is Sandy Bridge, as well as the new chipsets that are available along with that. But before we get into that, can you tell me what a Field Applications Engineer actually is?
I get that question a lot of time. And a field applications engineer is a technical specialist that works with customers such as Newegg, and we are the experts for all of the Intel products. So customers such as Newegg will ask us about the products and technology, and we are here to answer any of those technical questions about the products.
So you should have a lot of information to share with us today. All right, so Sandy Bridge is the code name for the microprocessor. New line of processor, as well as the new H67 and P67 chipsets for motherboards supporting the new socket 1155. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. Now, as far as the processors themselves, I understand there's quite a few in the line. Can you just elaborate a little bit on what is available?
Yeah. So most of you are probably familiar with this particular product and logo out there. This is our existing products. This is a Core i5. There's also i7, i3 is available. So most of you have been seeing this for about a year, a little over a year now. This particular product I'm holding up is an Intel 655K, and this is designated as a K SKU. This is our unlocked product, and it's designated with a silver band. Now, in the first half of the year, we're going to be introducing our Sandy Bridge products, which is our code name for the product. It's actually called the second generation core processor. And the way to recognize those quickly is through, first off, the new logo. As you can see here, it's a new logo compared to the previous product logo. Now, the second thing to notice is the designation of the product, which is through the nomenclature, which is a 2. So this product here is actually called an Intel 2500K. So it still has the designator K, which signifies unlocked, but there's a 2 in front of it indicating second generation. So the previous products kind of had 3 digits identifying the particular SKU, 655, 870. The new products are all 4 digits designating the products, 2600, 2500. And we still have designators such as K indicating unlocked SKUs.
Okay, so we've got the Core, i5, i3, i7.
Correct.
The SKU, which also starts with a 2, and then that line, and then finally possibly a designator at the end.
Correct.
Such as K indicating unlocked.
Unlocked, that's correct.
All right, Paul, so that's definitely helpful to know. So for those of you out there currently running the Enthusiast platform, the 1366 socket, not a product for you, but if you're looking to, say, build something in the performance range right underneath that Enthusiast level of processors, then the Sandy Bridge is definitely for you. So apart from technical specs, apart from the more low-level stuff, if I go with the Sandy Bridge solution, what are the real-world benefits that I'm going to see? What are the right out of the gate?
So one of the biggest things on Sandy Bridge or the 2 series second-generation core products is the visibly smart aspect of it. And that is consisting of technologies built into this to augment the graphics capability. The big takeaway for anybody looking to upgrade their system with a Sandy Bridge architecture is the graphics. And that kind of consists of a couple of things. The new Intel HD Graphics 2000 and 3000 that deliver you mainstream gaming performance with the integrated graphics capability. The second aspect I'd like to touch upon is for those of you that are doing Blu-ray, you actually can have Blu-ray capability getting 1080p with HDMI with this product here. Not too shabby compared to previous generation products.
Very nice, especially for maybe a home theater PC?
Exactly. And then the last thing is actually a technology which is really going to help out a lot of people that have portable media players, iPhone, iPad, MP3 players, and that's our quick sync technology. Very complicated term, but the essence of it is it really makes the media transcoding or the conversion of one file format to another file format amazingly fast. So you generally will see a huge increase in performance in taking content from your computer to your portable device. It's really amazing.
So if I, for example, have an MP3 player that can play video, I have a video collection at home, I want to load those onto my MP3 player, and it always has to re-encode it, you know, to change the frame size.
Amazingly fast now.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
So not to get too technical, but these processors are manufactured using a 32 nanometer process technology. So what does that do as far as power consumption and efficiency for these processors?
Yeah, these processors actually operate in a variety of thermal envelopes. Generally, it's the same as your existing H55 and P55 series products. So you have some 95 watt products, some 65 watt products, and then some products that are actually less than 65 watts for thin form factors like media center PCs, all-in-ones, etc. So they actually go down to 45 watt.
So very helpful, especially if you're using something where you need to have a limited power application.
And actually, let me touch upon one thing for people building up a new system. You can use the same thermal solution that you have on this product on your new one here too. The thermal solutions are compatible. So if you just bought a heatsink, you want to use it on your new system, you can.
So like your aftermarket heatsink fan that you've purchased.
Exactly.
So it's the same general type of mounting solution for that.
Exactly, no change there. Even though the socket is different, the mounting of the thermal solution, your heatsink, your fans, exactly the same.
So 1156 processor will not fit in an 1155 motherboard.
That's correct.
But you can use your heatsink fan.
That's right.
Well, that's nice. All right, so along with the Sandy Bridge microprocessor, Intel has also developed two new chipsets. Am I correct for that? The H57 and the H67.
And then the P67.
And the P67. All right. So and we have this is a P67 motherboard right here. So I'm just gonna pop this out to show you the socket. This is a P67 chipset motherboard, and there's also an H67.
H67, correct.
And there are some pretty significant differences between the two, depending on what you're aiming for. So let's move into that. And what are the differences between?
Yeah, so a couple of the main things here too, and let's jump back to the processor just for 1 second here too.
Certainly.
So, jumping back to the processor, this actually here is what's one of called our K-SKU products, and I'm going to touch upon that with the chipsets at the same time. The K-SKU products, just visually, have unlocked on the box processor. They also have this silver band on it. The logo is generally the same. So between these two, you have a K-SKU product with the same logo. Box looks a little different, and it does call out unlocked. There's two versions of these. There's one on the i7 called the i7 2600K, and then there's one on the i5 called the i5 2500K. Now there's also an i7 2600, and then there's an i5 2500. The K designator is important because it highlights different feature sets. K, for instance, for us is unlocked. So that's our unlock capability. Now when you couple an K processor with a P-series chipset, you get certain functionalities. Likewise, when you couple a K processor and an H-series chipset, you get certain functionalities. So for those that are enthusiasts wanting the best gaming system, apart from the X58 series products, the P67 chipset is the way to go. This product unlocks the core frequency of the CPU. So a i7 2600K and i5 2500K coupled with a P67 chipset deliver an unlocked core experience. So you can overclock your core experience, your core frequency of the processor. But you also need a graphics card with that too.
So if I want to bump this processor up as fast as I can go, get as much performance, definitely want to go with the P-series, P67 right now.
That's correct.
Motherboard chipset.
Yep. That's your best experience for mainstream gaming.
And what is the significance for the H-series as opposed to the P-series?
Yeah, so the H-series is, once again, you have unlocked capability, but it's with the graphics it's the graphics processor. So you can overclock your graphics capability to get a better video experience. And with the H-series chipset, the H67, you don't need a graphics card. It's all using the Intel integrated graphics or HD graphics capability. And that's your best solution for the kind of the budget conscious user. And it's really kind of your best video experience apart from the other, which is more gaming.
If I'm going with an H-series chipset, I can still use discrete graphics, but I cannot, the core is not unlocked, so I can't really overclock.
Correct.
But the graphics is unlocked. So chances are if I go with the 8 series, I'm probably going to be using the integrated graphics in the CPU.
That's correct.
And I'm also going to be able to get some extra juice out of that by overclocking that with the H-series chipset. So to me, that seems like it would fall in line with, say, if you're making maybe a home theater PC, maybe a PC that's not really used for quite as much gaming.
Correct.
Maybe not the higher end, super high res gaming.
That's more for your video person, somebody who wants to use it for Blu-ray movies and just watching just videos online.
Okay, so definitely options there for various different types of computing applications, depending on which processor and which chipset you're using.
Correct.
All right, Paul, so I think we've got a pretty good overview of this entire series so far, the new processors, the new chipsets. Now, to me, and I'm thinking a lot of people out there might be agreeing with me, the naming convention for the processors themselves is where I just get a little bit confused. So if I may, just real quick go back over the naming conventions.
Sure.
Just to make sure, that, you've already explained it, but let me make sure that I've got everything down straight.
Okay.
So, looking at a new Sandy Bridge processor, first you have Core, and that is the brand, the Core processors from Intel. Then you have the series, which would be i3, i5, or i7.
i7, correct.
Right now for Sandy Bridge, there is i5 and i7, and i3s will be
shortcoming.
Will be coming
in the first half of the year.
Will be coming shortly. All right. After the i5, i3, i7, you have the actual SKU of the processor. And for all the Sandy Bridge processors, that starts with a 2, and it's a 4-digit number. So, for instance, 2600.
Correct.
So 2 is the generation 2, the 600 is the actual SKU of that processor.
Correct.
And then finally, at the end, you may or may not have an additional designator such as K, indicating K being the unlocked
That's correct.
Processors, and the non-Ks being the non-unlocked processors.
Correct.
Are there any other points that you'd like to make regarding the Sandy Bridge microprocessors?
Yeah, definitely. The Sandy Bridge products are our second generation products coming out in the first half of the year. And really the kind of thing you'll want to walk away with is visibly smart. These products here deliver an amazing graphical experience for the mainstream gamer, even for the enthusiast gamer. So even though our X58 products are still the gaming platform of choice for enthusiasts, anybody wanting to do mainstream gaming type systems will really notice a considerable performance bump between the previous generation products with the Sandy Bridge architecture products. So the 2600K and 2500K SKUs are really great systems for gamers.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Paul, for coming by today and sharing with us about the new Sandy Bridge series microprocessors. Great to have you here. Thanks everyone for watching today. These processors, as well as the P67 and H67 motherboards, will be available soon at Newegg.com, so check it out. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time on Newegg TV.